This is Geometry, Unit 5, Lesson 4, on the exterior angle theorem. The exterior angle theorem deals with extending the side of a triangle and measuring the angle that's formed. The exterior angle of a polygon is an angle outside the polygon formed by extending one side. So if we took this triangle right here and we extended the side, just made this side longer, we have created an exterior angle right here that I'm going to call x. So that is an exterior angle. Every triangle will have 3 exterior angles because you can extend any side and make an angle. So what do we know about the measure of an exterior angle? Let's see if we can figure it out. There's a relationship between the exterior angle and the interior angle that's next to it, these two right here. What do we know about these two angles here? Well, they make a line, so they must be supplementary. C plus x is equal to 180 because adjacent angles that make a line are supplementary. So we know those two angles are supplementary. Now, what else do we know about the angles of a triangle? Well, we know that angle A plus angle B plus angle C added together is 180 degrees because the sum of the angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. So, both of these are equal to 180 degrees, so they must be equal to each other by substitution. A plus B plus C is equal to C plus X by substitution. Now, what is common on both sides of this is C. So if we take C is equal to C by reflexive, and we want to end up with X by itself, so what do? We subtract. So that gives me A plus B is equal to X by subtraction. So we have proved, or kind of proved, that the measure of the exterior angle here is equal to the sum of the angles A and B here. Now, where are those interior angles in related to this? These are called remote or non-adjacent interior angles. So the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the non-adjacent or remote interior angles. So whatever these two angles together added up will equal this angle right here. So that will be true for any pair of angles that we draw. If I extend this side right here, and I'll call this angle Y. All right, for example, we knew that the measure of angle X is equal to the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B. If I pick the measure of angle Y, what two angles would be the measure of angle Y? Well, let's see. The remote interior angles are the ones that are not next to it, so it would be A plus C. And if I extend my side here, make this side longer, I'll call this angle Z out here. That's my exterior angle. The measure of angle Z will equal the measure of angle B plus C. These two are the non-adjacent interior angles. Now, it actually works with real numbers too, theoretically too. So if you wanted to draw your triangle here and extend the sides, let's try this out and see what it works with numbers. Let's just randomly pick 3 values of a measure of an angle of a triangle. There's my 3 angles. So let's say that I have a triangle whose measures have to add up to 180. So let's make this one 30, this one 70, and this one 80. So obviously they are not to scale, but you can see the values. All right, so since we know that the adjacent angles are supplementary, this one would equal 100 degrees, correct? Well, what are the non-adjacent interior angles? Well, isn't 30 plus 70 equal to 100? Yeah, it is. Okay, so what should be the measure of this angle over here? Well, it's going to be supplementary to this one, and it's also going to be the sum of these two. 70 plus 80 is 150. 150 and 30 is 180, and it works. Now this one right here is adjacent to this one, so these two should be supplementary. Well, let's see. It's also equal to the sum of these two. 30 plus 80 is 110. 110 and 70 is 180. So it works. You can see that the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the non-adjacent interior angles. Now there is a corollary to that as well. The measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is greater than the measure of the remote non-adjacent interior angle. So any exterior angle that we have here would have to be bigger than these two because these two have to add up to that, so they have to be less than that. So any exterior angle will be greater than the measure of either non-adjacent interior angle. Okay, so now that we know the theorem about the exterior angle, it's equal to the sum of the non-adjacent interior angles, let's see if we can find the value of x. So in my diagram right here, here is my exterior angle. What are the measures of the non-adjacent interior angles, or the remote interior angles? Well, this is the next to one. These two right here, added together, 30 plus 90, will equal the exterior angle. So that should be 120. So that's 120. Now, if we didn't know that, we could also say 30 and 90 is 120, making this 60, and then 60 and 120 is 180. But if you know this theorem, you've already got this figured out. Now, we could figure this out by supplements on this one, but could we do it on this one? Well, not really, because we have x out here and we have x in here, so that's not going to work. So let's use our other theorem. The exterior angle is equal to the sum of these two non-adjacent ones. So x plus 80 is equal to 3x. Let's solve for x. Subtract the x, we get 80 is equal to 2x. Divide by 2, and x will equal 40. Now if we plug this in and see, let's see, this is 40, this is 120, and then that would make this one 60, and it works quite nicely. And you can see it works. Now for our final one, you have to pay attention to which ones are the remote interior angles. So if this is my exterior angle, this angle and this angle would be the remote interior angles. Now we can't use supplements on this because we don't know what this x value is right here. But we do know that these two hatch marks mean these two sides are equal. So that means that these two angles right here will be equal. So if this angle is x, this angle is also going to be x. This is an isosceles triangle. If the two sides are equal, the two base angles are also equal. So the exterior angle is equal to the sum of these two. So x plus x will equal 3x minus 25. Let's solve for x. 2x is equal to 3x minus 25. Solve for x, I'm going to move this over here, giving me negative x is negative 25. So that means divide by negative 1, x is equal to 25. So that is the exterior angle theorem. An exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the non-adjacent or remote interior angles.